Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed about the namespaces and module. So today we'll be discussing about the ambient declarations, right? So what are ambient declarations and where do we use the ambient declaration? Let's see that, and also let's discuss on the declarations as well, right? So ambient declarations use the declare keyword, this one. So they make use of the declare keyword to describe the variables, functions or types that exists elsewhere. Example, from a library like jQuery, right? So ambient declarations, again I'm telling, uses the declare keyword to describe variables, functions or types that exist elsewhere. And they also inform the TypeScript of their types without defining them, right? So let's see the same thing with the very simple example. So here, initially what I'll do, let's consider declaring a global variable. And the second example, let's go with declaring an ambient function, right? First example will be, let's go with the declaring a global variable. So I'll just come here. Let me give here declare very quickly and const. So I'll just consider API URL. So we are just considering this one for the example's sake. So I'll just come out of this one. Let me log this one API URL very quickly. So the output depends on the runtime value that is assigned elsewhere, right? Uh, will not get anything basically here. We have not defined the API URL. We know that just for the example sake that I've considered here. So again, I'm telling we are declaring a global variable here, and the declare keyword informs here whatever declare I have made use of right here. This keyword informs TypeScript about the API URL without defining it. And what happens during the runtime? At runtime, the value of the API URL must be provided by some other script or the configuration. Again, I'm telling this one API URL, at the runtime, the value of API URL must be provided by some other script or the configuration. So we'll not be getting any output here. Basically, we have not defined API URL. We know that. Just for the example sake, I have said this one. So next, let's see the one more example using an ambient function. Let me quickly erase this one. So here, let me again make use of the declare keyword, right? So I'll just give here, let me create the function. Let me consider something like fetch data function name. Here, let me pass the parameter endpoint, and this will be of the type string. And also here, let me give here promise. Let's pass string over here. So fetch data of something, suppose just for the example sake, let's consider from the slash users, right? So I'll just give here then data. Let's log something very quickly here, console log of data. So let's try to run this one. We should not be getting any this thing basically output. So yeah, fetch user slash user then function. This one basically fetch data is not defined right here. We have not defined the fetch data. So again, I'm telling just for the example sake, I'm showing you this one, right? So what does fetch data doing here? We have not defined the fetch data here. Let me quickly explain what it does here. So the fetch data function is declared, but it is not implemented here. So again, I'm telling fetch data function, this is declared, but this is not implemented. It is assumed that the runtime provides the implementation from some external library, right? So again, I'm telling the fetch data function, this is declared but not implemented. Again, it is assumed that the runtime provides the implementation, right? So it may be from any external library, right? So I hope the concept of using an ambient function and using an ambient variable is completely clear. Nothing but I hope the concept of ambient declarations are completely clear. Next, let's discuss about the declaration merging. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.